Hi everybody, that's Allie.
And that is Dash,
Welcome to our playdate.
where we choose a game, sometimes make up our own rules, and play for a while.
Enjoy listening and playing along.
Or don't. We can't hear you. It's a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know what happened last time. It was I was recording. I think maybe the recorder ran out of battery before we finished. And then it just didn't save it to the card, maybe. But I don't know.
Sounds like me at the end of a day. Anyway. Hey, little ghosties.
Hey, little ghosties.
We're going to play here in our movie and TV season. We're going to play a game we played for you back in season 6, episode 2. This is a game called Made Up Movies. I backed it on Kickstarter.
Yep. And
to make it a little different, today we're going to mix in the expansion pack.
Yeah, so this came because you backed it on Kickstarter at a certain level. They sent you expansion packs they gave you more celebrities and more, what was it, genres?
More of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, more of everything. So we're not going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played because it's for more than 2 people. But essentially, we select the cards in this order and we pitch a movie to the other person.
Yeah.
They're going to ask us a question about the movie as an executive. And then they have to decide if you're going to make the movie. So, Dash, I'll pitch my movie to you.
Sure.
You decide if you're going to make it or not.
And there's this little universal pitch template, right?
Yes.
Where, every pitch sounds exactly the same.
Yeah,
And it's sort of
you'll
like
get it.
It's sort of like Mad Libs, right?
You'll
There's
get it.
Movies. The cards are movie, stars, genres, settings, and more movies.
Genre.
Because it's French.
Because it's French. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, Allie.
What?
I have a new way for us to pick who goes first.
Okay.
So I went to one of my favorite stores, Five Below, and I found these playing cards that are riddled with dad jokes. They're dad joke.
The fact that
cards.
you said they're riddled with dad jokes is already a dad joke, and I'm upset.
All right. So I think we should play high card, low card. So whoever gets the high card gets to go first, but also whoever wins, we get to hear the dad joke that's on the card. So that's.
So I just pick a card?
Pick a high. Yeah, just cut the deck and pick a card.
Oh. Don't punch the microphone.
No. All right. I'm going to pick. And I got the 10 of diamonds.
I got the 6 of clubs.
All right. So I won. And my dad joke is, what did the 0 say to the 8?
What did the 0 say to the 8?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel empty.
That belt looks good on you.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, that's bad. That's so bad. But it's a good way to. I think it's better for the podcast than the dice. So, little ghosties, if you like that, let us know, and we'll keep it going forward.
So you go first.
Yes.
I guess is what that means.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to flip over what it says here, which is 1 movie card. Okay. 2 star cards, which we're getting from the expansion. 1 genre card. A settings card, and then
You're not going to read it. You're going to tell us everything you're doing first.
Yes.
Okay, that's annoying.
Sorry. Okay. Well, I'm gonna lay them all out, and then I'm gonna read it. Here we go. Ready? Allie, this movie is a reboot of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Great.
Starring Harrison Ford and John Travolta. It's a World War II tragedy.
Wow.
Set in a movie theater.
Yes.
So it's essentially Inglourious Bastards. Think Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
All I have to say right now, my reaction is yikes.
Mm.
I mean, this is pure yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the movie?
It's called.
If you'll notice, that's also on your template. And
yes, it is. And it's called The War Before Christmas.
Not The War on Christmas. That's different.
Correct. That's
okay.
That's a different movie. That's a movie by Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel.
Got it.
So yeah,
and Kirk Cameron.
Harrison Ford stars as the American general.
Right.
Right. While
General Grinch.
General Grinch.
Yeah.
No. John Travolta's the Grinch.
Okay.
Yeah. John Travolta plays the Grinch because he wants to get his face all covered up in the Grinch makeup so he doesn't have to get Botox or anything for that week. So yeah, John Travolta is playing the Grinch and he gets to dance a lot because that's like, one of John Travolta's things.
Right.
So John Travolta plays the Grinch who tries to steal Christmas from Harrison Ford's general character, right? Because he's like all caught up in the tragedy of World War II and doesn't want to let his soldiers celebrate Christmas, right? So anyway, they take shelter up in an old Polish movie theater during the war. And and then the Grinch comes in and all hell breaks loose. And it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
So just bright colors and blood everywhere.
Bright colors, but the Grinch is sort of like a serial killer type stalking character, but instead of killing people, he really just wants to steal Christmas from
them. We're redoing the Who's as like an Oompa Loompa vibe.
Right.
Got
correct,
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as a studio executive, I'm going to tell you, I've worked with John Travolta many times, and I don't enjoy working with him. So I want you to pitch me Whoopi Goldberg instead.
Got it. Okay, so
pitch it to me with Whoopi Goldberg instead.
Instead of John Travolta? Okay,
Yes.
so Whoopi Goldberg plays the Grinch character.
Okay.
Except it's the Grinchy character is less like Dr. Seuss's The Grinch and more like Whoopi's character in Sister Act Part 1.
So like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
A Grinch out of...
Like Vegas showgirl Whoopi Goldberg as the Grinch. Not the Dr. Seuss version.
I'm definitely not making that movie.
No,
I'm sorry.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that movie as a studio executive.
I wouldn't make that movie either.
But
that
thank you
sounds
so much for
terrible.
trying. Thank you so much for trying.
Yeah, that just sounds not good.
Yeah, that sounds like a big yikes. Okay. So now I'm gonna pitch one. And sorry, I'm trying to keep all of the cards together.
Organized. Yeah.
Okay, so here is the movie. I love how we just have the timer here for no reason. This is a reboot of John Wick.
Ooh.
Okay. And it's starring George Lopez and Jennifer Aniston.
Ooh.
Right? So
okay.
two big names already associated with it.
Yes. Two big sitcom names.
Yeah. Right. It's a stoner comedy. Okay.
Yes.
Set on an island of dinosaurs.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's John Wick, but with dinosaurs. Right? So I want you to think it's like Back to the Future meets Mean Girls.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's called...
Oh, I already have the perfect name for it.
It's called Jurassic Girls. It's called Jurassic Girls because the T-Rexes, obviously the star T-Rex is played by Jennifer Aniston.
Okay.
They're
so
very,
it's
very
like
mean.
CGI and she's voicing it?
So
okay,
they're
got it.
very, very mean. They're keeping out all the other dinosaurs. This is like a T-Rex only situation.
Sure.
Like they're jealous of the Brontosaurus because of the long neck. They're jealous of the Triceratops because they're nice and thick. They're obviously jealous of the pterodactyls because they have wings, right? Very skinny, very cute. And George Lopez is a leader in the stoner group of Tyrannosaurus Rexes that are also in Dinosaur High School.
Okay.
And because obviously if it's on an island of dinosaurs, there's a high school, there's a whole infrastructure, right? There's government buildings.
Okay. Built by the
there's
dinosaurs.
Schools, there's libraries.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, built by the dinosaurs. It was tough to figure out how to do the library because the shelves, it was like a nightmare, right? Okay. So George Lopez is the leader of kind of this stoner group in the high school.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really, it's going to be a dark comedy, obviously.
How is it like John Wick though?
Because
right there, it's more like Mean Girls.
Keanu Reeves is producing it along with you. I've already spoken with Keanu Reeves.
Okay, got it.
Also, and this is you've seen John Wick. Okay, so it's also a dog dies at the beginning. So that's
no.
Yeah. So that's how all of this is kicked off. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
George Lopez as a
So
T-Rex
it's a revenge dark stoner
It's
comedy.
a revenge dark stoner comedy. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Allie,
About high school cliques.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, cha-ching.
Right. Yeah. That's why we're here. Make the
Tell
dollars.
me all the ways this movie will make money. Big money. Hollywood is about big money, cash flow, big bucks.
Right. I get it.
Big box office.
Listen, I get it.
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
So
cha-ching.
this movie's going to appeal to at least 3 different crowds. One, the Jurassic Park fans.
Sure.
Every single Jurassic Park movie makes that money, regardless of how good or bad
Are
it
the
is.
dinosaurs going to look as realistic as Jurassic Park?
Even more realistic than Jurassic Park. We are working on the Jurassic Park technology to actually bring dinosaurs to life.
Okay.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
It is, in a way, a Jurassic Park movie. In a way. 2, people who love to smoke weed are going to see this movie.
Yeah.
Right? Think of Harold and Kumar.
Oh, yes.
How many of those movies did they make?
3.
At least 3.
Yeah.
At least 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about sequels.
One
here.
of them was a Christmas movie and in 3D.
Yeah. So we're talking about sequels here, right? Yes, we could do a 3D release. Yes, we can do a holiday release, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's really going to relate for kids in high school. And what do kids in high school have to do except go see movies, right? It's like where they go on dates. It's like what they're doing.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. We have to tell them what is cool. So you're already appealing to these like 3 major movie-going groups. I also see, like Mean Girls, a potential for a musical. After the musical is made, potential for a movie musical version. So we remake the movie, but with the songs.
With the musical from the musical.
Like John Wick and Back to the Future, it could be a trilogy, right? We're pitching this 3-story arc. George Lopez is not doing anything. He's down for at least 3 movies. And we could do like a reboot of the Aniston character. Maybe we go back in time. Maybe George Lopez then plays his dad in the second movie. So I think there's a lot of possibilities here to really make that sweet money. Buckets, popcorn buckets with a dinosaur head on top.
With Jennifer Aniston's hair from Friends.
Jennifer Aniston's hair, the Rachel. You can get it with the hair or without the hair, obviously.
I like it. I think it would sell. I actually do think this would sell.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
I like it.
Thank
I would
you.
make this movie. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Good job.
I'm glad you would make it.
So my marketing thing, the instructions were actually, tell me all the ways this movie will make money as someone who says cha-ching and we say big money. Cha-ching. Who says cha-ching? Do people in Hollywood say cha-ching?
I feel like that's a John Ralphio moment.
The worst.
Exactly.
All right, Allie, here's my next movie.
Yes.
This is a reboot of The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's exactly what we need.
Starring Emma Watson.
Okay. Okay.
And LeBron James.
Yes. Yes. They'll look great together on screen. Okay. I've already got it. I'm seeing it.
It's a political thriller.
Yes, it definitely is. Okay.
Set in a southern trailer park community.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
And think of High School Musical.
Right.
Meets Scarface.
You know what? I don't need to hear much more.
Sure.
I'm already very into this. But what's it called?
Okay. It's going to be called Double Wide.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Is it and then you can do a sequel like Double Indemnity.
Sure.
And then you could do like Double Jeopardy. So
I was
going to
do like Double Wide with a terrace, Double Wide with land. Right. So like you keep adding things to the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're already thinking about trilogy. Okay, great.
Right. So this is like Shawshank Redemption in that Emma Watson has to live in this southern trailer park community, but she doesn't want to. She thought she was buying a house, but now she is stuck with this trailer park.
And LeBron James is sort of the Morgan Freeman
red character. Yeah. So he's just been living in this trailer park for a really long time. And he sort of knows the ins and outs of the trailer park, and he's sort of trying to catch Emma Watson up to it, right? It's sort of like High School Musical in the sense that like you can tell that there's a love interest between the two of them, but we're not really there for the love interest. We're there more for the musical aspect of it. And it's kind of like Scarface in that you see sort of like this transition from Emma Watson's character. It's like Scarface, but backwards, right? Scarface goes from really poor Cuban refugee to really rich drug magnate,
Right.
right? This is the other way around. Emma Watson goes from really rich landowning property person, but because she gets into this trailer park and now she's upside down on the equity, she like ends up going back to poor and really finding her roots
Oh, okay.
in this trailer park
Okay.
community.
So
Yeah.
there's not like a meth lab involved. Or
No.
something. Got it.
We're staying out of the drug game because we want to sell this
Right.
to kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Okay.
like a PG family movie.
Okay. And have you seen the chemistry between Emma Watson and LeBron James?
Oh, it's hot.
It's off the charts.
It's incredibly
Yeah.
hot. Yeah. It's one of
Okay.
those things like, will they, won't they? And when they don't, you're just like, I bet they're saving this for the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what? Sometimes we need a platonic,
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
a platonic heterosexual pairing.
I feel like we don't see that enough in movies where
We
it's like, we need
Just
it.
like these are two platonic
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah,
It's a non-toxic situation.
exactly. Like
That could be nice.
like John Cena and Aquafina in Jackpot.
right.
Right? Like there wasn't
Right.
really a love interest there. They were just like,
No.
we're just gonna be good friends at the end of
We're
this.
just gonna hang out. We're
Yeah.
gonna get through this
Mhm.
together.
Right.
I like that
exactly.
idea.
Exactly.
I like that idea.
Also, LeBron James's character's wife has just recently passed away, which is why he cares so much for Emma Watson, because he kind of sees a little bit in her,
Mhm.
but he himself is not ready to move on. So
Right.
that's why it's more platonic than anything else.
Right. They're both dealing with a loss.
Mhm.
Her,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
unexpected loss
Of all of her money and
Yeah, and
Yes.
him, the unexpected loss of the wife. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful bond. I'm already in. I'm ready
Okay.
to make this movie.
yeah,
What was the name of it again? I forgot.
double wide.
Double Wide. I'm
Okay.
ready for Double Wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, wait. I
are
do
you
have to
gonna
ask you a question. Pitch me how you would incorporate the amazing adult party game made up movies into the film.
Oh, well, that's how the two characters really get to know each other.
Oh, great. Movie
Yeah.
night.
She's just doing some work around the trailer and she hears like almost like a party, just a really fun atmosphere going on in the background. And she goes over to investigate, and it's LeBron and some of his old buddies. But instead of sitting around a table playing poker like you would typically see in a movie, they're playing made-up movies.
Great. I think it's a great opportunity for cross promotion.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
think we could
the
definitely
made
get
up
some
movies
sponsorship.
people
Yeah.
are
hmm
they're on board.
Yeah. Great.
Great. Yeah,
Awesome.
you've got it. $80 million.
Yeah, I can make this movie.
All the plus ones are the expansion. So just give me the
Okay.
plus ones because they go on the expansion.
Okay. Yeah, no, these are
Yeah.
regular. Yeah.
Okay. All right, my turn to pitch.
Yeah, your turn to pitch.
Okay. So this is a reboot of Apocalypse Now,
Oh, okay.
and it is starring Emma Stone. Wait,
Mm.
who is yours? Emma
Emma
Watson.
Watson.
I was picturing Emma Stone literally the whole time.
No, I knew who I was picturing.
I was picturing in my.
Mhm.
You said Emma Watson. Emma Stone was in my brain. Okay, so
It's just it's
anyway.
hard to differentiate between two Emmas.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so this is a remake of
Uh-huh.
a reboot of
Okay.
Apocalypse Now, starring Emma Stone and Beyonce Knowles.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
So we're doing a gender flip.
Sure.
Yeah. It is a.
Those are really hot right
It's
now.
a black comedy
Okay.
with Emma Stone. It's a black comedy with Emma Stone and Beyonce Knowles.
Well, you know what?
Set-
We have to appreciate the white people willing to play villains in these movies because
Yes,
you know.
true. It's set in a bird's nest.
Okay.
So they're birds. um so I know you were thinking bird's nest like military bird's nest. I'm
Sure.
thinking like
You feel
actual
like an
bird's
actual bird's nest?
Yeah, right, because they're birds. Think American Sniper
Yeah.
meets Spy Kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
It actually kind of fits American Sniper and Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh-huh. So birds, it's like a sniper's nest
It is
almost.
right, and it's still called American Sniper because the birds are snipers.
Oh.
So
okay.
Beyonce and Emma Stone, it's
Mhm.
like Cats,
Yeah.
where they're doing the voices of the birds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
So
now, is it
the
CGI
sniper
again,
is the
or
bird.
is it like costumes like Cats was?
It's gonna be a mix of both because Cats was really a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that worked so well that we've got to do it again.
Okay, so I'm Emma Stone
hmm
convince me why I should star in this movie. How do
You-
we pitch this to Emma Stone?
Well, you should star in this movie because one, I've seen you do a musical,
Uh-huh.
and because Beyonce is a musician,
Yes.
I feel like you would be able to learn a little bit more about the craft of maybe writing songs, the craft of performing
Okay.
in a musical, and that could serve you well in the future. Maybe if you want to
Mm.
go to Broadway. I've heard Beyonce is great to work with. She's very creative. We would be willing to let one or both of you write and perform a song for the film.
Okay. I feel like Beyonce needs to do the soundtrack. If we're gonna have
no,
Beyonce,
she's
she
already
needs to
doing
do
the soundtrack, but she said she is willing to do one song with you if you would like to collaborate.
Okay.
So there's that. Two, the bird's nest, it sounds like it's not going to be comfortable, but it really is. It's going to be extremely comfortable. We've got a lot of engineers working on it. It's going to be like 3D printed and stuff.
So this is gonna be almost like a mammoth or like a very mammoth film or like phone booth where it all takes place in one
Exactly,
location.
right.
Okay.
Like that Ryan Reynolds movie where he's underground.
Yes.
Like
buried,
that Jennifer
yes.
Lopez movie where she's in a cube.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
The Audubon Society, they're looking for a new spokesperson, right? If you make a movie about birds, Emma
Yes.
Stone, they are going to be so into it.
Okay.
They are going to ask you to like be the face of the Audubon Society. So that's an opportunity. I know that you love birds.
Oh, I do. I love
you
them
love
so much,
birds so much. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love
yeah. Who
birds?
doesn't love birds?
And because we're mixing the Spy Kids in, it's going to be a PG-13 film.
Okay.
So it's something that you could show. Do you have kids, Emma? I don't know. It's not my business to ask.
I think I do.
I think you do too. I think you do as well.
Yeah.
And so it would be something that they could see.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I'd love to do something. I could
and
see my
Beyonce's kids can also see it. So it could be a really fun family event.
Cool.
Yes.
I would go for this. Yeah. Absolutely. I would totally fund this movie.
American Sniper about birds. It's called Sniper. I think is it a snipe or
It's a snipe. It's a
sniper?
snipe.
The bird is the snipe.
But I guess several of them would be snipes.
Snipes.
I guess it would be snipes, not snipers. Unless they're actively sniping at things, then they would be snipers.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't do research here, especially
It's
when
fine.
it comes to stuff that has nothing to do with this game.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Ready?
We don't even know if Emma Stone has kids.
No, I think we should do one more. Each.
Yes, let's do
Okay.
one more each.
So this is a reboot of Django Unchained.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Starring Taylor Swift.
Wow. All right. Yes, it is.
And Morgan Freeman.
All
yes.
right. Okay.
It's a serial killer fantasy.
Similar to Django
Similar
Unchained.
to Django Unchained. That takes place in a college frat house.
Wow. Okay. Great.
Okay. Think Airbud. Jesus. Meets Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay.
Wow.
all
So
right.
there's a lot happening here.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's called.
So this is going to be like for the kids. It's Django Unchained, but for the kids.
Yeah, so
Right.
you'd be surprised how wacky you can get with some of the Django Unchained situations if you just add cartoonic sound effects and remove all of the blood.
Yeah.
It actually becomes a very funny movie.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be called.
You know that scene in Django Unchained where Leonardo DiCaprio's character like cuts his hand?
Yes.
That was real.
Yes. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. He cut his hand on the.
He
on
like
the
really
skull,
did
yeah.
cut his hand.
And then he just kept going.
And just kept going.
Uh-huh.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's an amazing actor.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
Questionable character, professional
Oh.
actor.
He apologized to Samuel L. Jackson so many times during that movie, and Samuel L. Jackson's just like, man, just do it. Okay, and this one's going to be called Quiet as a Mouse.
Okay.
Okay, so Taylor Swift
Right.
is actually voicing a little blonde CGI mouse. Okay.
Named Django?
Yes.
Okay.
A little, because they don't know what gender it is. So they named the girl mouse Django thinking it was a boy mouse. And then
Yeah.
the name just stuck.
It's hard to tell with a mouse.
It's hard to tell with a mouse. Yeah. So Taylor Swift is the voice of the mouse Django.
Okay.
And Morgan Freeman plays almost like the Christoph Waltz character, where he finds Django and then wants to free him from the cage in this frat house, right?
Okay.
But the way he convinces the frat boys to let Django go is by looking into the bylaws of the frat rules and seeing that there is no rule about a mouse joining a frat house.
Got it.
Right? So that's how it's like Air Bud.
So I'm going to interrupt you.
Sure.
Because I think this genre is not going to work. So pitch me this new genre for the film.
Oh, okay.
And that new genre is going to be a shrunken people adventure.
Oh, okay.
So let's switch up the genre.
Cool. Shrunken people adventure.
Because it seems like that genre wasn't working.
Great. Okay. So, so Morgan Freeman frees Taylor Swift. So, like Air Bud.
In the frat house.
Frat house is not in the rules or whatever. So, but the frat says that there is a rule that says nobody under 3'2" is allowed to be a member of the frat house. It was a very old rule, way before wokeness. That it's just collecting dust somewhere. This rule, but in the attempts of Morgan Freeman's character trying to make Django large enough so that Django can be freed of its cage and join the frat house, it accidentally backfires and makes Morgan Freeman's character really small, mouse-sized.
Oh, wow. See, I thought you were going to say the whole frat becomes small.
No.
Wow.
They do.
Okay.
Well, because then it's just a sort of how do we get back to size so that we can accomplish our task? But then the frat house is like, there's an ultimatum where the frat house needs to make a certain amount of money by a certain date, or they have to close, right? And if they close while Django and Morgan Freeman's character, name to be determined, are still in the frat house, it's going to get demolished.
You could work with either Bud or Sonic.
Correct, yeah.
For names.
Yeah.
For that character. I'm loving this. I really think it's going to be great for the kids. I don't think a lot of kids saw Django Unchained, so it's a way to kind of repackage it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know that it was a reboot.
They wouldn't even know.
No.
They wouldn't even know that they're reusing the name. Kids are loving the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
Oh, yes.
Kids love Air Bud. You put an animal in a movie, it sells.
Instant win. Yeah,
Kids,
especially a talking
kids
animal.
want to see it. Taylor Swift is super hot right now. Morgan Freeman can play anything.
Absolutely.
He can play anything.
Of any age.
Any creature, any character, any age.
Yeah.
He can do it all. I'm ready. I'm ready to make this movie.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to back this movie.
This actually does sound like a pretty good movie. By the way, Hollywood, all of these are trademarked. These are all trademarked movies. And TM. If you end up making any of these movies, we expect our rights to come in the mail.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So
all right,
that was
Allie.
my last one. So this is my last pitch.
This is your last pitch. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let us know, little ghosties. Would you be remaking any of these movies?
Which one of these would you watch? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a reboot of My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, great.
Starring
I'm so
Sandra
glad
Bullock
you got this one.
And Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy has already committed to playing at least 3 characters.
Great.
Yeah.
Those are the movies of his that make the most money.
Exactly. So it's a treasure hunt adventure.
Great.
Right? Set on a staircase covered in peanut butter and shattered glass.
Okay.
Okay. So the treasure is in the peanut butter.
Sure.
I want you to think Lord of the Rings, right? Treasure hunt, right?
Sure.
Meets the Avengers.
Okay. Go for it.
So Sandra Bullock.
Well, what's it called?
Oh, it is called My Big Fat Treasure Hunt.
Okay.
My Big Fat Treasure Hunt.
Got it.
So Sandra Bullock is our main character who has lost her wedding ring in the peanut butter, and she cares so much about it because her husband has passed away tragically in a horrific peanut butter accident. Hence the reason that the staircase is covered in peanut butter.
Right.
And as he was coming down the stairs holding a giant tub of peanut butter and a vase of flowers for her, he fell. Then the vase shatters. So now we have, the staircase, right, where this is going to take place. And her ring is mixed up in there. He was getting it cleaned for her.
Okay.
And he's passed away, and she's trying to assemble a group of friends of heroes who are going to help her look for this ring. And it's her and then 6 Eddie Murphys.
Okay.
Right. He's only committed to 3. We're going to try to talk him into another 3. If not, we've got a couple other people in the mix. John Cena has already said yes to the project.
I'm down for
if
anything
we need
with
him.
John Cena in it. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock said she would do 2 characters if we wanted. Melissa McCarthy
Sure.
has also said she would be one of the members of this team.
Oh, wow.
The treasure hunting team.
Great.
Obviously, everyone has, it's like a heist movie, right? Everyone sort of has their special power, but it's also about friendship. It's also about finding a ring. A ring of power, but it's a heart power.
Yeah.
You know?
Got it. Allie,
I think it's going to be beautiful.
As an executive.
Yes.
Tell me how this reboot will bring some meaning to my sad and pathetic existence.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all need friendship.
Yeah.
We all need the fellowship of friends, the fellowship of family, the fellowship of people who are willing to enter into a difficult task with you and see it through until the end. And that's what this movie's really about.
I like that.
And who better to do that than American treasure Miss Sandra Bullock?
Canadian
and American no.
Okay.
And American comedic treasure
Eddie Murphy.
And character actor extraordinaire Mr. Eddie Murphy. I ask you, who is better?
No, there's no one.
There's no one better.
No one better. Yeah. Have Sandra Bullock and Eddie Murphy ever done a movie together?
Not that I can think of. Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Sandra Bullock movies. Less so Eddie Murphy movies.
Yeah.
I'm just not I don't know.
Not an Eddie Murphy guy?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's fascinating that he plays all those different characters. Like as a actor, that's got to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And I love that he kind of does the whole thing. Like he writes it, he's in it. I think he's directed a bunch of them. So I think what he's doing is really cool. It's just not necessarily the type of humor that I find particularly hilarious.
Okay. Yeah.
I did see Beverly Hills Cop recently.
The new one?
I can't remember if we saw the new one or not. What's the new one about? Who else is in it?
He has a daughter in the new one. So if the adventure wasn't with his daughter, then no.
Okay, so I think we didn't see the new one, but we saw the old one.
Okay.
That was really good, actually.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
Which is fun. So the
Coming to America is a really good one.
The first Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop movie that I was old enough to watch when it came out was Beverly Hills Cop 3. And I loved it. But it's highly regarded as the worst of the Beverly Hills Cop movies. But I was just like, I love this movie because I saw it first. I didn't have the other ones to compare it to.
Well, and also you're a kid. When you're a kid, any movie is the greatest thing you've ever seen.
Right.
Because you've seen like 7 movies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
So, but I mean, to this day, I still
if you've read
really
one
like
book,
that one.
it's the best book you've ever read.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah, no Tito shade to Eddie Murphy, but life is much more wondrous when you're a kid. You're like, I've been to 3 places and they were all better than the last. You're like, yeah, because you've been to 3 places.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's how age works. You just get older, have more experiences, and realize everything is actually worse. And that's why we need this movie with Sandra Bullock and Eddie Murphy. That's why.
But
we need
I
it.
saw. I've seen all, and in preparation for the new Axel F movie, I watched the other 3.
Right.
So I had watched all 3. I watched Axel F, and Axel F was surprisingly
and did they
fun.
make a Coming to America sequel recently too?
They
Is it bad?
did. No,
Is it bad?
so it's not bad. It's just it didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
And it came out during the pandemic, so it was supposed to come out in movie theaters, but they went straight to Amazon.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really that experience.
The ideal situation that they probably wanted to make it in either.
Yeah. And then obviously there were all the like, oh, it's a super woke movie because it concentrated on his 3 daughters instead of him. And then it was sort of like, the movie went the other way around. So it was about a son that he didn't know he had coming to Africa.
Oh, okay.
And living as a king when he came from the streets. So it was the other way around. And it just, I don't know, something about it just didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
you're not missing. Coming to America is still one of the greatest
Really
movies
funny.
of all time.
Yeah, really funny.
It is in probably my top 3 list of greatest single movies, not franchises, single movies of all
That's
time.
another thing. I don't feel like everything has to be a franchise.
No,
Like,
no, it
why
doesn't.
can't a movie just be, I made a movie and now we're done?
Because
and now
people
I have
love
another
money,
creative
Allie.
project. Do they? Wow. All right. Okay.
Yeah, people really love money and they want to make more of it.
Oh, I see.
There's this
That could not be causing problems, could it? Just people just
There's-
wanting to make as much money as possible.
there's this
Fine.
SpongeBob meme where Mr. Krabs, who's like his character is he's a penny pinching crab.
Yes.
And at one point, I forgot why he's doing it, but he goes up to a grave and he stands and he goes, "Am I really going to defy this grave for money?" And he pauses for a second and goes, "Yep," and starts digging the grave. And it's just funny because every time like one of these franchises gets rebooted or they add another sequel, somebody will put on the grave like "Coming to America" and the Mr. Krabs, "Am I going to defile this grave for money?" Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Every single
I
time.
haven't seen that meme.
Oh yeah. I'll send it to you.
Anyway, Little Ghosties, tell us which movie of the ones that we pitched
Yeah.
today you would see. Or pitch us your remake.
Mhm.
This is a really fun game. Again, I got it on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I believe that improvisers were involved in the making of this game. I think we tagged them on Instagram last time and had a lovely little conversation
Oh, yeah.
with them. So
That's
I
right.
think improvisers are involved in making this game.
Mhm. And it just because it makes a great improv game. Right?
Exactly.
You just, okay, 2 people up on stage, ready, here we go. Here's your movie, here's your whatever. Come up with what it's
Go.
and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great idea. So
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
That was Made Up Movies. Get it in stores now, right? You can actually get
Oh,
it
I
in
don't know.
stores. Yeah.
Probably.
I think so. I think I've seen
Let's see
advertising
if
for
we
it.
can find a website.
Yeah. I definitely think that I've seen it advertised on either Facebook or Instagram.
MadeUpMoviesGame.com is
Yeah.
where you can
Go
get
check
it.
that out. Yeah.
That's right.
Get this game. It's a fun party game, especially a group of people who really like movies.
And let us know what your favorite movies are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it in the comments. Like, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
It helps us with the algorithm.
That's right.
So-
The more you interact with the pod, the more people get to see and hear the pod.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time, little ghosties. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Now we'd love to hear from you.
You can visit playdatepod.us to watch our videos,
Access our episode library,
find out more about our brand of quality, clean comedy.
and contact us with any questions or comments.
Improvisers love audience suggestions, so make sure you visit playdatepod.us.
And the podcast you just heard was a production of Society Circus Players.
If you like what you heard today, please rate, review, subscribe, and share it with a friend.
And finally, if life's a circus, we're the clowns.
Oh, did you see our new little ghosty friend?
Oh my god, cute.
Yeah, give me. Let me show you this cool thing he does. Ready? Watch.
Wow. That is unnecessary and ridiculous.
But it's cute.